Aloha everyone, this is Krista Ra here, and just a moment, I'm gonna get my Facebook Live going. Aloha! Here is Krista Ra Laksmi-Ditton saying aloha from Hawaii, the Big Island, and I hope you are all doing really good today. It's a beautiful Monday. This is morning time for us here in Hawaii, and I am so lucky to be here and share this beautiful morning with you, whoever you are joining us today here. So when you are coming online to this channel right now, please be so kind and write down where you're from and who you are. So say aloha so I can see who is listening. And the topic of today, why do we need coaching in our lives? So it's a really important and amazing topic. So I'm sorry about the delay because the Estonian one got a little longer. So I'll try to be on time this time. So coaching is really an important topic. And if people ask like, who am I and what do I do? Recently, I've started to just say that I'm an abundance anthropologist. And I actually don't really like to use the word coach. If I use it, I say I'm an energy coach. But I kind of like to use more like the word like guide because this is much more kind of, I don't know, coach is little, maybe because it's like kind of connected with sport for me or something. But I actually did a little research about it and wrote down some stuff from Wikipedia about coaching, which I thought to share with you because many maybe don't know that much information about it. So coaching is a form of development in which a person called a coach supports a learner or client in achieving a specific personal or professional goal by providing training and guidance. The learner is sometimes called a coachee. Occasionally, coaching may mean an informal relationship between two people of whom one has more experience and expertise than the other and offers advice and guidance as the latter learns. But coaching differs from mentoring in focusing on specific tasks or objectives as opposed to more general goals or overall development. And the first use of the term coach in connection with an instructor or trainer arose around 1813 Oxford University slang for a tutor who carried a student through an exam. Like that's quite a long time ago. The word coaching thus identified a process used to transport people from where they are to where they want to be. And the first use of the term in relation to sports came in 1861. And historically, the development of coaching has been influenced by many fields of activity, including adult education, human potential movement, large group awareness training, and leadership studies, personal development, and psychology. And there are different ways to coach. So they mention here business, career, dating, financial, health and wellness, relationships, and sexuality. So quite wide range of ways to coach. And so when I was thinking about this topic and why I also kind of chose to talk about it is that right now this is like kind of like a new wave. It's like a popularity, like number one thing. Everyone is a life coach. Everyone is a high performance coach. And it's kind of, overwhelming oftentimes, like, okay, so what is this coaching thing? What do they do? Like who to pick as a coach and so on. But I even wanted to take it like a little deeper, like kind of look into it, like what is this? And then come with some really fun, different angles to look at it. And I even will show you some Estonian words. So you can actually learn some Estonian later because I didn't have time to print it in English. So when we take a person's life, and I see Imbi is here, aloha. So what happens is that when you are born, your first coaches are actually your parents. So if you grow up without much of coaching or support from your parents, what happens is that you actually may have really trouble to kind of orient yourself or keep yourself on track because you don't get enough feedback or enough guidance, like where and what and so on. So children who are born into really like balanced families and kind of have that guidance all the time, they have much easier lives later, because then when they are getting into adult age, they know, like, how to do stuff and so on, and they know how to orient themselves a little better. In my case, both of my parents were alcoholics, so I basically was raised by my grandmother, who gave a lot of feedback, but oftentimes negative feedback, because by that time, that was the only way she knew things were done. I'm very grateful to my grandmother, because without her, I don't know who I would be today, because she kind of, created a container and got me to, grow up into a good citizen in many ways. So the good qualities came from my grandmother, like, work hard, be honest, do the best you can, love people, take care of your loved ones, and all of those things. But also in general, that time, and many Estonians have experienced that, and also probably other countries, we oftentimes get too much negative feedback and negative coaching. So a real good coach is actually someone who actually guides you and gives you little pointers, and then you will do the work. She or he doesn't do the work for you. You will do the work. So it's really amazing to have that in such a way. So and also, in case you didn't have the parents to really guide you, then of course you will learn from life and from other people and so on. And that can be also challenging, but sometimes also you learn more, even because you are forced into situations where you have to figure out, how to handle these things. So in some ways it can be even a benefit, because you probably will be stronger, more creative, and so on. I remember this one time we were doing a team building exercise in Denmark. I was studying there in a folk high school, and I had this team, and we were mostly, I think, Eastern Europeans, like Latvia, Estonia, me from Estonia, and Poland, and some other. I think we even had Lithuania guy as well, and the results we got, because we grew up in difficult, conditions during the communist time, our solutions, we were like MacGyvers put together, like they were like poof, 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 and those people in Denmark, who grew up with like safe environments, safe families, who had like sandwiches, even like, little paper between the sandwiches so that they wouldn't stick together. Can you imagine? So these people were like, I don't know what to do, and then we were already like 5 miles ahead, of them, because we were just like, okay, we have a problem. We have to figure it out. We have to like put things together, and we have to work together. Okay, let's do it. And we were done, So that's the cultural background. Comes in handy as well. So now, before I go into the fun part, I wanted to also share and bring some examples from my life, what kind of coaches and what people have been actually really important in my life and influenced me in so many ways. So as I mentioned already, my grandmother was really, really important, and her support and her coaching in so many ways has made me into who I am today in so many ways. And my grandmother is still alive, so I'm so lucky, and I hope to see and spend more time with her this summer in Estonia. And I see Merike is here and Sarah is here. Aloha, Sarah. It's really nice to see you here too. Lots of aloha and crystal and golden energies from Hawaii to you, wherever you are today. And so the second person, of course, was my dad, who was oftentimes very distant, but my dad took me into sailing, and without me even understanding what was going on with sailing, I actually I have taken over so many terms and conditions. Like in life, you are actually a captain in your own boat in your life. You have to know how to steer your own boat. You have to have people in your boat who are working with you. So many of these things I didn't even realize how I actually integrated as I was a kid, and I spent all these summers there. I didn't really steer, I didn't really do much, but I helped, and I was on the boats all the time. So being on water is so natural to me, and whatever I can do there, I really, really love connection with the water element. So my second person who really, really influenced me was my literature teacher. She was the first person in my life who actually, after all my essays, wrote like half a page and putting information like, you did a good job, you can, tweak this one could be better, stuff like that. And it was really amazing how this put the seed in me that I'm actually good in something, And if my parents would really have seen, the talent, what I have in writing and, doing stuff with that, then who knows who and where I would be today, because the support would have been there. So all of these kind of teachers are really crucial. I see right now, one of my clients has a daughter who just started to do aerial acrobatics. So I really, really support her, and I give Facebook comments all the time and say like, really good way to go. Like, oh my God, this kid is so talented. If she keeps like doing what she's doing, she can end up in Circus du Soleil, which is like the highest you can get into the circus world, So amazing. Like, she's like 7-8 years old, and she's already like so far. Like, where can she like, get when she gets older? Like, it's amazing. So teachers have a really, really important part to play. And when I go next step to the spiritual work, and who like kind of put my first kind of foundation down, I have to talk about Daniela Lee from South Africa. And she has an angel house there where she used to do lots of different classes and courses and coaching sessions for people. And I started to go. I did all the classes there for 5 months when I was studying there anthropology as well at the university. And by the end of it, I became an angel coach or angel therapy coach. So I was so fascinated how she put this all together and did these really amazing classes and courses like out of the blue. Like, okay, let's do an abundance class. Kaboom, and 20 people. And then we did this fun stuff. It was really like play shop, experimenting, doing things together as well. So that was so fun. So I got this idea like, oh, I would like to have something like that when I go back, Estonia, and which I did 2007 till 2011. I had my base and my studio in 2 different locations, and I had so much fun. We created approximately 200 events per year. Can you imagine? So I got the new idea, and being transformed person, new idea came in. Okay, what can we do? Okay, throw it out, test it, and then 5 people, 10 people showed up. We tested it. Okay, works, doesn't work, and developed it further and made it into some courses or weekend stuff and so on. And so how all my things have come together is actually playing like this, the abundance wheel, my technique with connected to the new time energy, talking about sexuality, relationships, your health, your life mission, your holistic abundance, inner family, the 4 elements, finding your king. All of these things have been actually coming from these experiments. So all of these people who came to me were my coaches to help me to figure this out. It's a 2-way street all the time. So really, really exciting times. And then I will cheat here. So the next really influential person in my life was Berit Weaver. Now her name is Berit Hickman. And she was the first person who, she transformed me and my aura. And then we did some work together in Norway for a little bit. I did my aura mediation course very quickly after I got transformed in 2007. So I've been transformed 12 years. And afterwards, we started to do, together with Anni Senno, who is the mother of Aura Transformation, started to do Aura instructor classes in Estonia. And I was in the program for quite a while. So all the first Aura mediators who came out in Estonia, I was an assistant teacher, and I so enjoyed it. And I really would like to come back to it because people loved it, I loved it, and the energy was really flowing really good. So it was a really fun time, and also lots of challenges too. But that's a really crucial time. I learned so much about myself, about how to put together these kind of courses and classes, and then all of the little details and things. And I have stayed in touch with Berit. I visited Berit last summer in England, and I go to her always to get some coaching and also energy balancing session. And I really feel for myself, it's really, really important to get my own upgrades. And I see Stephen is here. Aloha, very nice to have you. And you guys can also write down where you are online today, like what's your physical location. I really like to see. And Dave is here. I'm really good. How are you? Very nice to have you. And so Berit, I really like her style of kind of teaching and coaching, because Berit is really like, she can be soft, really like soft, but she can also be hardcore, like, kick your butt if it's necessary, And right now she's just a new mom and newlywed and so on. So lots of changes happening in her life. And I really hope to meet her this summer as well and introduce my spirit mate to her. So will be really, really exciting time as well. And Stephen is good, really good. Nice to have you here today. And really, really nice that we have a little more male energy as well. So I'm very, very lucky. And then, of course, Anni Senno, who is behind the Aura Transformation and Aura Instruction and so on. So I've learned so many things from Anni over the years, like her clarity, ability to see the energies and see the higher picture is really, really amazing. So much to learn from Anni, and also Karsten, her husband, has been really amazing. Then I had for some time, first time when I was actually trying out like online coaching, Ken Foster. I can put also the link later here so you can see what he's doing. So Ken lives in San Diego in Hawaii, and he was one of my first like kind of online coaches. And so we were going back and forth, and I was like trying this kind of coaching out. So that was really amazing experience too. Give me pointers, then I worked with it, and then the next session and so on. So I really, really liked it. So it was really good. I really recommend him as well. And then I had another coach, Innar Saksen in Estonia, who is a businessman, and he's really out of the box businessman. So many of my business ideas I ran through him, and he was like giving me feedback and then kind of like coaching me like, hey, like this is something which is missing, you could take the lead in this, or you could do it this, or tweak it this, and so on. So many of those tips and tools I kind of use till this day. So it's really cool. And our recent coach with Michael actually has been Brendan Burchard, and I'll put the link to his stuff as well underneath the video later. So Brendan Burchard has been amazing, a very authentic, very powerful person, multimillionaire who is very authentic and very like doing everything from his heart, knows a lot about marketing, knows a lot about online marketing, also about high performance coaching stuff. So we just finished and are wrapping up our 12 weeks coaching with Brendan's team, which has been an amazing experience. We have got lots of tweaks and little things we are changing. So one of the biggest things what came out of that was how our energy is completely different because we have implemented these little changes. So, which is really important if you want to become a high performance coach, you have to have a lot of energy to, manage all of these things which are going to get rolling, So really amazing. And then we had also Bo Eason, who used to be an NFL player, a really amazing guy who actually broke his leg in 3 places, and his NFL career was done. So he actually started to do Broadway plays and sold this out for a very long time. And now he's teaching people how to perform and how to use your body, like, how is the right way to use your body. And then we also had Roger Love, who was teaching how to use your voice, what to change with your voice, how to use your voice so that, like Brendan, he's doing a 4-day workshop. He has to use the, voice in a certain way. Otherwise, he will lose the voice, which happened some years ago. So, and then we did world's greatest speakers training where Brendan, Bo Eason, and Roger were present. And I was the lucky one who had the chance to share my story for 3 minutes. And then I got coaching from Brendan and Roger and Bo. So that was amazing. Like, these world-class people giving me feedback. I was like, oh my God, I just won a jackpot, And just a day before, I wrote down, like, oh my God, I so would like to be on the same stage with Brendan. Like, what can I do to make it happen? And next day I was there. It's like, write your dreams down. It happens, It was really cool. And Roger Love was actually coaching Bradley Cooper with the Star is Born movie. If you haven't seen it yet, I really recommend go and see it because I think it's still running now after the Oscars stuff. So really amazing coaches, really big influence, and really changing, making ourselves better every day. So really wonderful things. So another thing I did while I'm kind of getting myself sorted now with the next fun part, maybe those of you who you are here, let's see if you are more active than the Estonian group was. Could you put down like one person who has been a really super influential coach in your life? If you know, just say my coach or whoever, I don't know, dance teacher or whoever that was, and maybe put the name too. So you kind of like, give credit to them as well. Put it in the comments. It would be really cool to, see who have been your inspiration people. So when I was thinking about this topic, I thought like, okay, I want to think a little more creatively, like who are these different people and coaches who come into our lives? And I made those in Estonian, so I kind of like try to translate it. It's like kind of a little different. So you can learn also some Estonian. So the first one is called päästerõngas. Can you try to say that? Päästerõngas. So this one means actually a coach who is kind of like your lifeline. These kind of people are people like when you are really down, maybe down to the bottom, and maybe even like to the point where you're like, okay, I'm going to do commit the suicide and stuff. And these are the people who actually help you to get out of it very fast. And I've had these situations many times in my life. And I called to a lifeline and then actually got coaching from that person there. And thanks to that person, I don't even know her name. I'm here today talking my story and sharing with you. So thank you for that lifeline. So you never know. So next one is inspireerija. Can you try this one? Inspireerija. So this one is an inspirer, someone who is inspiring you. They may not even be in person, but maybe you see a quote or maybe you see a card or a video or something, and they inspire you. Their energy inspires you and you start to like, do something or be something different. So really cool. So this one is navigator, which means navigator. Some of the words in Estonian are actually borrowed from different countries and languages. So it's really kind of funny. So navigator is like when you have really kind of got off course, they kind of come in and your spirit is actually guiding these people into your life as coaches or, people to help you. And they'll say like, hey, there is a really big storm coming. I think it's really good to like kind of not go out right now. Or, there is a really crazy current there, like don't go there, like go around or something, And navigators are really amazing. Like if you think back into your life, you have been meeting so many navigators and maybe not even acknowledge them and, giving them credit. So give credit to all of your navigators. So really cool. So next one is eneseususüstija. So this one means someone who is giving injecting you with the self-belief that you start to believe in yourself again. And this is also connected to, especially if you have no meaning left in your life, these people are super important that they kind of come back and say, hey, you are such a beautiful person. You're so smart. The world really needs you. Your family needs you. Your son needs you. You just like have to like get connected to that, meaning, like where is that? And one of the ways to do it in the new energy is actually to connect and find out what your life mission is, what your dharma is, as we say, because that's the easiest. Once you find that, everything starts to flow. I've been there so many times, believe me. So next one is ülevaateandja. So this is someone who has the overview. It's like kind of like a person who is like on top of the mountain. And these are usually really highly spiritual people who are able to see energies or see like kind of what's going on. And in my life, for example, Anni Senov is such a person. Like when I completely get stuck, then I may like reach out to her and say like, I'm sorry, I'm really stuck with this one. I even like contacted some other coaches, but I can't really figure it out. Like, can you tell me what's going on here? And a couple of times I've had situation where she was the only one who could really give me feedback and make me understand what was going on. And the next one, käiguvahetaja. So this one means someone who is helping you to change gears, to a higher gear. So if you have been like going like tuk, 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 tuk with your like, whatever gear you have been, and your energy and your spirit and your life is ready to go to a higher level, then you will be attracting, someone who will help you to change the gear. They will not change your gear, but they will inspire you and kick your ass to change your gear. And then you'll make those tweaks and things and it will change, Then we have korruste transitperson. So this one is someone when you are like in between the different kind of levels and you're moving to the higher level and you are stuck in between those, like especially if you are a transformed person. I have lots of times people approaching me when they get to the 8th dimension and they get stuck because they don't know how to jump from 8 to the 9th. It's quite a big leap. And oftentimes that's the time when they divorce, when they get a new job, when they move, big changes are happening and they need a little additional, like different perspective. So many times it's like, they have stairs right next to them, or they have a door next to them, or window, and they don't see it because they're just like too focused in a small area. So really fun person to meet, And then I have punase joone hoidja. So how do you like my Estonian class? Give me a thumbs up if you like that. So it's really fun words, isn't it? Punase joone hoidja. So Estonian language is one of the hardest languages, by the way. So punase joone hoidja means someone who is like I would say the core, like a person or a coach who is with you through the years. Like you check in with that person for many times because you just kind of feel that this person kind of can be like, like a red line through your life, and you can connect, and they have, they know your history and they know what struggles you have been through. So they kind of can go all the way, So a really good person to have. Next one is Ankur, so which means anchor, so quite similar. So this is really cool person. Oftentimes it can be someone you are married to, like in my case is my husband Michael, and Michael is a really good anchor. So if I get a new business idea, whatever, I run it through him. Oftentimes he flushes it, which is actually good, because then I realize like, okay, I have to tweak it. I have to maybe make it stronger. Is this the time right now for this one? It's not, you know, and then you'll change it. So it's really cool. So this one is nihutaja, which I think in Estonia, in English, I could say someone who is tweaking or like kind of making little tweaks. So a really, really cool person, very important, small, tiny things, tiny changes make a huge difference sometimes. So then I made a new word in Estonian, elementator, who is someone who is navigating really well with elements. And elements here, I mean the new time elements, fire, water, earth, and air. So it's really crucial, because in the new energy, you have to know how to use elements in order to manifest really good. This is one of my favorite topics too. So here is energiate dirigent, so energy yeah, it's like a person when you have a choir, I don't know what you call it, not the composer, but the person who is like leading the choir is kind of the leading the energy person. So this is also one of my favorites. To guide the energies, where to go and so on. Very crucial. Oftentimes coaches don't even like think about it or talk about it. In the new energy, you have to always include energies. So whatever coach you are, if you don't know energy work, I would recommend you to look into that. So tähenduse süstija. So this is someone who is giving meaning. It's kind of like they injecting purpose into your life. So really, really important, and connected to that one with the suicide stuff there. And the next one, avastusagitator. So a person who is helping you to actually bring to the surface some insights. And oftentimes when you are working with someone who has a higher energy or frequency, your spirit energy gets more activated and wants to bring you all the information which has been on the back burner or just waiting to come to the surface. So really cool. And then here is nähtamatu luuraja, which is someone who is kind of like an invisible, like a sneaking, like kind of spy or kind of person, kind of looking around what's happening, you know. And these kind of people are really essential. Like right now, we are planning our trip to England and also New York. So we are kind of contacting different people who can like check things out for us and, you know, get the whole program together. So really exciting. And also they can also say, you know, energies in New York are, for example, like this. So energies in England are like this. So I would recommend you to focus on this. They would really need this or whatever. And you can also, of course, connect energetically with kind of like invisible, guides. So if this was really fun, give me a thumbs up. And if you have some questions, ideas about it, let me know in the comments. So I'll wrap up this part talking about other part of coaching and coaches, which oftentimes don't get enough attention and which I feel is super important. And one of the ways I oftentimes get my inner coaching going, in case I don't have anyone physically close by, I go into my kolmina, which means three selves. This is something in Hawaii they use a lot. Higher self, middle self, lower self. Higher self connected to the spirit, middle self connected to the rational, practical, lower self connected to the to the subconscious and the inner child. So I can connect with those different elements, have a meeting with them in my meditation, and say, "Hey guys, how are the things going?" You know, and then I get feedback or tips like, "Do this," or "This one needs more focus," you know. And then I have sisemine perekond, which is the inner family, one of my favorite topics in the new time. I'm building now several courses and classes about and around that. It's really, really crucial. So inner man, inner woman, inner child. And the recent thing my inner child is doing is like, "Hey, Crystal, we need to play more." And then my inner woman is like, "Crystal, when was the last time you went to the hairdresser?" And my inner man is like, "I think your scheduling stuff needs a little more help. Like, where is your master list? Let's go through it. Like, let's see what we can tweak here to get things more done, you know." So really amazing coaches. And my inner man and inner woman were guiding me to Mexico. And then that was where I found Michael, my spirit mate. So amazing coaches, like no physical person could tell me where my inner, where my outer man or spirit mate is. So that was really amazing. Another one I really use a lot recently is your sinu tuleviku mina, your future self. So I can contact my future self like 10 years in and kind of see like where she's living, what she's doing, and then asking her like, what's up? Do you have a tip how I can get through this hard time or this challenge right now? And then I'll get the information. And sometimes I even have to go back with the future self from this moment to past, because I feel that some old things are like kind of stuck there, So another one is esivanemad, which is our ancestors. I have ancestors, of course, the lineage I have in Estonia, but I also feel I have ancestors here in Hawaii, in Mexico. Wherever I go, I connect with ancestors from that land or country. And many times I also believe I've been living in those countries, especially very, very deep connection with Hawaii. And also deeper and deeper with Estonia. I'm like reconnecting to my country in a completely different way now, as I used to before. So this is really, really also amazing tool, which many people don't even use, Then Ingrid. So really cool also angels. So we can ask help from angels. So if you are transformed or you are already in the new energy, then angels kind of the perspective to use angels kind of changes, because angels are part of spirit energy. And when your spirit energy comes into your body, angels are not something inside, like outside of you, they're kind of like inside of you. So this will amplify your inner self and inner intuition. So a really amazing way to communicate with them, a little different. So I know that because I used to be an angel therapist, and after I did aura transformation, I couldn't do angel therapy anymore like I used to. So really weird. So next one is ülestõusnud meistrid. So these are ascended masters who are also giving us lots of information and want to help us. And now I'll get to 3 last ones, which are really crucial. So the first one is intuition, intuition, again, like similar to English. And intuition for me gets really, really strong in the new energy. I feel it's connected to my heart. It's connected to my spirit, and the information will come. Hey, Crystal, go there. Hey, don't go there. Hey, do this. Hey, don't do this, and then you will kind of act accordingly, whatever that is what you are doing. So very, very strong. As we crystallize in the new energy after our transformation, or if you are in the new energy already, intuition will get stronger and stronger every day. Oftentimes now, I don't like if someone approaches me and says, hey, I want to cooperate with you, or I want to do this, or let's meet and stuff. I can just dip into it with my intuition and with my spirit energy. And I can tell right then, like if it's going to get anywhere or if not. And if I'm not sure, I will test it. And then the test will confirm what I already knew with my intuition. And sometimes I have even tested it a couple of times. Every time it's just like, no, no, no. And then I was like, okay, I'm not wasting my time anymore. And this is how it's going to be in the golden energy. You will be so like optimizing your resources, your time, your energy, and so on. You can't just waste anything. So intuition and your inner coaching is super, super important. So then next one is Gohuhal, which is, I kind of call it like your belly or your stomach voice, the inner gut feeling kind of in English. So this is more connected to kind of survival, keeping yourself, in a survival that you will be still alive kind of. And it's really crucial thing. It's really good to have and listen to that also in addition to your intuition. So because it will give you, if the danger is there, your gut will feel it, like, say like, don't do this or don't go there, And then the very last and the most important coach there is in your life, it is Sinu Enda Sudha, your own heart. Your own heart will know the best. Your own heart is connected to your spirit energy. Your own heart knows what's good, what's the best for you. And even if some coach is giving you some pointers and stuff, and you feel like, oh my God, this is not really resonating with me, then you have to be true to your heart. And also maybe ask your, heart, is there, do I need another physical coach, who will resonate with my heart, who will resonate with my spirit energy and my spirit, alignment or my life mission. And it will be guided to you, that person. So I just recently had a really amazing experience with this, where I understood that, international a coaching session, that all of my experiences, all of my challenges with new time energy, with aura transformation, with other spiritual things, life, challenges, all of these things have happened so that I could coach other people who are in similar situations or struggles. And this way, my life, my experiences, my challenges, my struggles have a meaning, have a purpose, because this is my unique story. And the same in your life, even if you're never going to be like a coach as profession as such, you will always have and create your unique story, and then be there and give pointers or feedback for someone who needs that, And one little thing I've learned during the last years, and also what I learned just recently with coaching in the canoe, as well as I do the outrigger canoe paddling here, is that, if you want to give someone pointers, you always should ask, like, would you like to get some pointers from me, or guidance? If the person doesn't give you that, yes, don't give it. So it should be whatever you are doing, and I had a really negative experience just some days ago about that. And I was like, oh my God, this person, I almost felt crushed. I was like, oh my God, like, what is this, And today I had a complete opposite experience, where a person was coaching and, uplifting me, giving me a challenge. And I went through the challenge. He was there supporting me. And I came out as like the most amazing person, feeling much better, a better person. I challenged myself. I did something I didn't do before, and I had the support there, and it was just really amazing. Like, just even talking about it, I'm like shaking. It's just so powerful energy. That's why I also love to do these lives every time on Mondays here in Hawaii, because I just come straight from my paddling. I do my Estonian live first, and then I do this one. So that the energy is really like high. I've been on the ocean, in the nature, together with my team that time and that day. And then I can share all of this with whoever is here. So I really, really thank you for being so, patient and listening to my story today. And just to finalize, I many people ask me like, Crystal, what do you recommend if I'm looking for a coach? What should I look for? If I'm looking for a coach, then one of the first things I do, I'll check, of course, their website and their channels and so on. I also look what they are doing, how they are doing. If they do already some live stuff and so on, I definitely want to see a video. If I go to a website and the website doesn't even have a picture of them, this is not the person for me. I'm a very visual person. So if you would like to work with me in the future, have a website where you have a picture about you, because I can read person, as their picture comes up, I can sense like if that is resonance for me, if this is a yes, and if this is a green light for me. And this is the same I would recommend you to do, check it out like that. And then see what results are these people, or that person, showing. Are they living their dream? Are they doing those things you want to do? If you're looking for a spirit mate or, a partner, do they live in a happy relationship? Do they share about it? Like, how is that? Some years ago, I met a woman who was talking about happy relationships and love and writing about them. But I never saw her husband. I never had any experience like, is this really true? Or is this that she's just making these things up? She came to one of my events and I challenged her. I really put her into the spot, into the hot seat. And it came out that maybe it's not that perfect as she was like showing it was. So the image she was creating with the new time energy, which is very authentic, was just scattered there, And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna work with this person, and I'm not gonna, this is not the right match for me, And the same, if you have lifestyle dream, to travel, to do what you love and so on, you have to find coaches who are already doing that, if not all the time, so part of the time, if you want financial, better your finances and stuff, you have to find people who are already living their dream. And how are they doing it? What are their programs? What are they offering? And all of these things. And then also, how are they communicating? How are they connecting? What are they doing? So all of these things are the message, how they are and what they do, which gives you a really good pointer. Is that a match for you? So I hope that this was helpful. So, the coach is a person, in my understanding, who is there to hold space, give you pointers and ideas, and then you can, take it or leave it, and then put those into works or not, and then, figure it out as you go. So, and to really kind of end it today, I have also a special offer, which I haven't done for ages. So I'm offering you a beautiful opportunity to actually do online coaching with me in the whole month of April, which starting already today, if someone would like to sign up, to have an energy coaching session online with me, 1 hour for $100. And if you want to know how I do my sessions, so what I do usually is I kind of like check in with the person. We activate the processes and energies. Then I'll ask the person if it's okay to see her energies. I always like kind of look their energies first and see what the energy picture is telling me before I even know more information, because the spirit will just like give me pictures, and it will give pictures of like kind of absurd ways, and then I'll kind of bring it back and share it with the person, and then the information starts to flow. I oftentimes also check the 4 elements. We oftentimes go through the whole, or just kind of do different segments of the abundance wheel, which I use a lot. Sexuality, if there are issues in sexuality, relationships, self-love, health. If you don't know what your life mission is, we can look into it. I'm not telling you what your life mission is, but I say, hey, here is the energy coming up. This is one of the possible ways. In the new time energy, you don't only have one life mission. You may have many. You have to figure those out as you go. My life mission experiment has been going for like almost 20 years. So it's been an amazing journey, very challenging as well, but has been many things I've experienced about myself and discovered. And also holistic abundance. It's not only money, it's all the other things, you know, attention, love, all of these things. How to find your spirit mate. Obviously, as I have found mine, I know a little bit about it. So, and if you have other questions, you have maybe a big life moment coming, you know, where you need to move, or you want to change your job, or a new relationship, all of these things, your energy field and your spirit and your, you know, future has it all in your energy field. So we can tap into it, we can get that information, and then you will see what you will do with it. And I will give you pointers also, if you want to, what you can do with those and how you can change and practice for a month, and then give you also the copy of the video and then the notes as well. And then you will get it back to me in a month's time for a certain date. And if you do that, I will also give you another feedback. So for the money I'm asking, this is like kind of nothing, you know, you get a lot of value, and you can use it as a tool, because the video will be there later to go it through several times and get those into the work. So if any of you need that, so let me know privately, so we can figure it out and get the work going. And I'm very excited to share all of my gifts and talents with all of you who you are ready and feel that you resonate with me. And if today's class or session, which I did, really inspired you, please share it at least with 5 people. And if you have some other ideas or questions coming, comment down below and ask me questions. I'm very happy to answer. I check it daily and see what else we can create together. So mahalo for your time. All the blessings of aloha to all of you. And I will also show you a little bit of the ocean view we have from here today. So you see the beautiful surroundings we have. We have on the left side right now a little clouds, and on the right side we have little blue sky. So let's see. So here you see a little blue ocean, and this is Pacific Ocean. And here see a little more. It's a little bright, but there is a little more ocean and a beautiful neighborhood, lots of greenery. So okay, so mahalo everyone, and talk to you later, and all the best for your week and lots of aloha. So enjoy. Mahalo.